My name is Danny Villanueva Jr. I am a writer-director. My love for cinema started off at a pretty early age. I grew up with a few older siblings that were in love with cinema and watched tons of films. So I was exposed to all different kinds of stuff, both children and adult content. And it's there that I grew a love for horror. There's something about that feeling of fear that sticks with you when you're a child, and as you grow it becomes nostalgia. I started off doing skateboarding videos. I skateboarded a lot with my brother and friends, and I would be the guy to always carry around a camera. And then I started to experiment with narrative shorts, and I was doing these silly little spoof horror shorts. And as I started to learn about filmmaking and the process, I started to create films that were more serious. And I just kept doing it over the years. I've done quite a few shorts, and I am just now finishing up my first feature-length film. My film is titled I Dream of a Psychopomp, and it's a supernatural drama horror anthology film that delves into the world of soul guides. It revolves around a grieving widower who's experiencing these haunting visions of his recently deceased wife. She's in this state of great confusion and distress, and as he's trying to make sense of it all, he's visited in his dreams by a psychopomp who seeks to teach him about the spirit world and soul guiding through stories of death and the supernatural. All right, so after I did multiple shorts, I had a lot of my friends tell me that it was time that I start to do a feature. And I started to get a little older, and I was realizing like I need to try to monetize this passion and turn it into a career. So I started writing my first feature, I Dream of a Psychopomp. I've always been in love with anthologies, both TV shows and films. I grew up on Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and Creep Show. The film was made over the course of 3 years, and it was almost completely self-financed. So I was working a full-time retail job. Half of my check would go to bills, and the other half would go towards the film. I did have one investor for a small amount, but it was kind of just me starting alone, like from scratch. I didn't have any partners, and I self-produced this entire film. I kind of just started to reach out to Facebook groups to find crew, and I used Backstage.com to find my actors. I did reconnect with my assistant director of the film, who I went to the Art Institute of Wisconsin with. And we've kept in touch throughout the years. He's a good friend of mine. I also have a co-writer on the film, J. Anthony Ramos, who has been a longtime friend, and he's such a talented writer. So it was really cool to get to work with him on that portion. When it came to locations, I was just going out to businesses, places, and just asking. And what's special about making films in Wisconsin is that there's not this giant community, so when people hear that a film is being made, they get excited about it, and they want to know how they can be a part of it. So a lot of the places that I was seeking locations, they just were quick to give me permission. So the film is currently in post-production. We're working on the music, the sound mix, and color grading. My composer, Donnie Walker, he's such a talented dude, but we're creating a score that can be performed live. So we're looking to do these special live orchestra screenings for the film, which should be lots of fun and just a different experience from the typical theatrical screenings. My colorist is Jeff Ohm, and this dude worked in Hollywood for 25 years, worked on so many classic films, blockbusters. He most recently was a colorist for The Revenant. He did Avengers Age of Ultron and just so many. But once the film's completed, then I'm gonna start to send it off to film festivals. I'm gonna submit all around the world to festivals that I feel are a good fit for the film. And I'm also gonna do some four-wall distribution, so I'll rent out some theaters and sell tickets myself. And then eventually it'll be released on demand at some point after the festival and theatrical run. So everything's looking like 2021 will be the year for this film. To find more info on the film, you can visit our website, howbizarrepictures.com, where you can sign up for our newsletter that gives updates on the film, and we also release a lot of behind-the-scenes content and other complimentary stuff that goes along with the film. We also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/IDreamOfAPsychopomp. Our Twitter is @PsychopompMovie, and our Instagram, instagram.com/IDreamOfAPsychopompmovie.